I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to Ozark City Hall. We're glad you're here for the Board of Aldermen meeting and engaging with our elected officials. Listening to the perspectives of city residents, business owners, and other community members helps our elected leaders make more informed decisions. Before the meeting starts, let's review our rules of order. This ensures the meeting is orderly and efficient while allowing everyone who would like to speak the opportunity to do so. There are 2 opportunities for you to speak: during the agenda's scheduled visitor and guest portion and during the public discussion of new bills and resolutions. During the agenda's scheduled visitor and guest portion, anyone who signed up with the city clerk's office before 5 p.m. the Wednesday before the meeting can speak to the alderman about the topic they specified. During the public discussion of new bills and resolutions, anyone can give comments for the alderman to consider before they make a decision. The consent agenda bills are not open to comment. If you want to speak about an item on the consent agenda, you must sign up by noon the Friday before the meeting. You can do that by contacting the city clerk in writing, or fill out a card in council chambers before the meeting starts. Write down the specific bill and then give the card to the city clerk before the consent agenda is set. That bill will then go to a first reading, which is open to public discussion, and anyone may speak about it. Anytime someone is speaking, the following rules of order will apply. 1, only one person should speak at a time. Please be respectful of the person speaking and hold your comments until it's your turn. 2, anyone speaking must do so from the podium and speak into the microphone. 3, you must first provide your name and address in writing to the city clerk before beginning your comments. These forms are provided near the entrance. You also must state your name and address to the Board of Aldermen using the podium microphone. 4, all comments should be addressed to the mayor and aldermen. 5, all speakers have 5 minutes. A digital timer will show you the countdown. The light will change from green to flashing yellow when 2 minutes are left. It will stay yellow at the 1-minute mark. Your comment time is up when the light turns red. The mayor or alderman may have additional questions for speakers after this time limit. Occasionally, the board will invite someone to make a presentation during the meeting. This is only to give information. There will be no vote. These presenters also have no time limit to give their information. This meeting will be live streamed and recorded with video and audio unless there are technical difficulties. The use of cell phones and all other devices is discouraged during the meeting. Please silence your phones right now. Again, thank you for being here and engaging with the City of Ozark. The meeting will begin shortly.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Aiken?
Here.
Alderman Bolte? Here. Alderman Galloway?
Here.
Alderman Hutchinson?
Here.
Alderman Metcalf?
Here.
Alderman Montgomery?
Here.
We have 6 aldermen present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. We have just one set of minutes tonight we're looking at for our attention. This is from July 6th, which regular sessions. Was there any questions about the minutes as printed?
Mayor, I would just note that I was absent for that meeting, and so I'll be abstaining.
Yes, sir. I understand. Okay. Any questions about minutes as printed? If not, entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the July 6th regular session minutes as printed.
Second?
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we approve the July 6, 2026 regular session minutes as printed. That motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Montgomery. All in favor of voting on the motion to approve the set of minutes, do so by show of hands. And anyone abstaining? We have 1. Okay. Moving on, we have several scheduled visitors and guests tonight. Before we get started, though, I'd like to recognize the Boy Scouts for being here again tonight. Refresh my memory, which troop are y'all? Okay, very good. They've been here before. I appreciate how they come, take an interest in our local government, for them to learn firsthand what takes place. Also, I know they're working on badges, but again, thank y'all for being here tonight. Our first scheduled guest is recognize Buddy Huggins to the mic, please.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm gonna hit this play button on here. There we go. All right, Burger King, they cleaned them bushes up. Did y'all see that? Yeah, now they're gonna put some good bushes in. So it's looking good. See, everything can be positive on some things, but that foundation, all right, we won't talk about the foundation. We got a lot of people here tonight, but y'all know the foundation problem. All right, if y'all want me to know that it's a different thing, then let me know. Dadgummit, that cut off. Okay, this cuts off. Technology. All right, everybody, what we're going to talk about tonight is flock cameras. Are y'all familiar with the flock camera system? It's all over the whole country. It's done reached 100,000 cameras. California just recently, go to buddyhuggins.com and look at the first video and the first blog page, and you'll see California has turned them all off. Your chief of police, when I told him that, he pulled out his cell phone. He went to looking it up, and he said, oh, no, this one was on 2 weeks ago. This one, he's telling me that I'm wrong. I'm saying, well, if I'm wrong, y'all prove me wrong. It's a problem all across this country of how they're actually doing the data, taking it and accumulating information about us. It's a fingerprint for your car. And all these other agencies don't have right to pull. That's why California cut it off, because they're literally accumulating this data across this nation. These data centers are going to be used against us with our own footprints. A heat map is what they call it. If you go to a gun show, they know. If you buy a gun, they know. If you got a cell phone, they know everything. So why am I so concerned about the flock cameras? It's because we have a thing called a Fourth Amendment. We're supposed to not be surveyed all the time. Every time you leave here and you go to McDonald's or Burger King, you're going to be camera died. How good is that? Y'all might like it, might not see no problem with it, but I'm going to tell you something. With these Boy Scouts here, I want them to be listening. We have the right to have freedom. We do not have the right to be surveyed and analyzed and broke apart to try to find out if we're a good guy or a bad guy. What do they want to call us bad guys for? It's turning into an industry. There's a lot of money being made on selling our data. And if y'all don't take it serious, there's a switch. I was telling a few of these ladies in here about it. Let me see if I can explain it. But go to buddyhuggins.com, watch the video about California and how they've cut them off. The chief can say they're still on, but he ain't seen the video. I don't want y'all to make that mistake and not watch the video, thinking that Buddy ain't got nothing to say and Buddy whatever I say don't matter. It matters that you know what I know, because I've been doing this for a very long time, bringing this information to the forefront of why do they want to suppress our freedoms? Because we're very powerful and they know it. All right, got 1 minute. Skateboard parks for children. We need to put a skateboard park under that bridge. You know where the bridge is? It goes under 17. What is it? I'm getting my numbers wrong. It's right there on Jackson Street. It goes to the Finley River farm. Right there is a good place to build a really nice skateboard park. If you can't do something about them flock cameras, do something about getting all this funding. What is the funding up to now? 127 million. I know that's not all liquid, but 25 million of it is. And that gets interest of it about, 1.8 million a year. I think that'd build a skateboard park. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, sir. Got a slight change. We are switching now. The Ozark Chamber is going to be coming third. So he was third. He's going to come second now.
Well, I appreciate it. My niece turned 16 tonight, and I'm supposed to be at a birthday party at 7 o'clock, so I got to get on over there. But and I do have some announcements to kind of get up to speed. First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity again to speak, and don't forget, Chamber Luncheon is this week. It's Thursday from 11 to 1. We'd love to have you as a guest. We're going to be honoring the 50th anniversary of the Christian County History Museum and Society because they're celebrating a milestone. So Paul's got a nice presentation put together. Shouldn't be too long, but it's going to go over the history of Christian County and Ozark and our community. So something maybe you'll learn something that you didn't know. So that'll be coming up on Thursday. Venue on Brick, right across the street, will be the host of our next First Friday Coffee. That'll be August the 7th. Let's talk about Ozark Leads. I told you guys that the last few months I'm going to be talking about this a lot. Okay, this is exciting. So if you didn't hear this, Liberty Utilities stepped up and donated $100 or $1,500 for us to be able to offer scholarships, 5 of them. And now the cost of to attend this event or the 7 or 9 month leadership program is $550. They'll cover 300 of it. So if you want to apply for a scholarship, it's only going to cost you $250. And to kind of remind you, this is a 9-month program where we talk about the first month orientation and leadership, second month history and culture of Ozark. Government and civic engagement will be month number 3. Economic development and infrastructure will be 4. 5th month is education and workforce development. Human health and human services is one of the months. Public safety and emergency services, tourism and natural resources, and then the legacy and graduation at the last month, which will end up in May. So September through May. And what I really like about this program so far is it's going to be great. We're going to have mentors in the program. And this is a popular model that you see, like if you've ever been through a Springfield leadership program or something like that, where I'm going to have like Anna Odell helping because she's participated in this Ozark Leads in the past, Brad Jackson, Mike Hayward, Amelia Wigton with the schools, Jackie Breedlove from Least of These, Shelly Treese, obviously a longtime resident and volunteer. She'll be in public safety, emergency services. And Lauren Cross will be on tourism and natural resources. So we're really making this about the community. And then in addition to that, so far we've had 14 applicants. I'm excited about that. So our goal is 24. Again, we're trying to get all this wrapped up through August because we want to order t-shirts and supplies and those sort of things. We have 7 of our applicants who will be representing local businesses or business leaders. 2 from utility departments, got nonprofits, which is Least of These. 3 members of the schools are going to be participating. 2 of the city staff members and 1, I guess technically 3, 1 Ozark policeman so far have signed up for this program. So we're starting to form a really nice class, and we're just trying to encourage people to be a part of this leadership program as we look at how we're going to continue to educate leaders in the future. And since we do have, I wasn't going to bring up the parade, but since we do have the Boy Scouts here, they like parades. I thought I'd tell you guys, it is November the 21st. Our theme this year is a patriotic Christmas. And you'll be able to register if you guys want to have a float at ozarkchamber.com coming up a little bit later. Now, this is an important announcement too. So we know we got a new McDonald's coming, right? Everybody's excited about a new McDonald's. We should be too. They've joined the chamber and they would like to do a ribbon cutting on August the 28th. And I think we're still working out the time. I think it's a lunchtime type event. And the reason why it's important for us to have a good turnout for big franchises like this is because, as Kristen and I were talking about, and we have another announcement in a couple minutes. There's a lot of times that we have economic development searchers, what do they call them, scouts, or whatever they are, people who are looking on behalf of a franchise. What? Site selectors, thank you, who are looking at communities long before they ever reach out to any of you, right, Eric? You've been down this road. They've been looking at our community for maybe years, right? And they'll check out the chamber, they'll check out resources that they have, and they see that we're supporting big franchises and we have good turnouts for these kind of events. That really bodes well. And so I'm going to encourage you. I'll get the final details out soon. We just got all this arranged Friday evening, and then we tried to reach out today, didn't connect. But as soon as I get it, I'll make sure that you guys have the information. We'd love to have a great turnout for that. Before I bring Kristen up to join me with one more announcement, any other questions about the Ozark Chamber or what we have going on? Okay. All right. Well, you want to come up? Come on up. You're up next anyway. I'm just going to leave. I got to go get $25 out of the bank. Okay. Well, no, it's not. It's not, but they don't time us. I know, it's still my time. Okay, so I wasn't involved. I'm involved now. So when Marbella started coming to you guys a long time ago, this is something that obviously the chamber hasn't really been engaged in, but then it comes a time that we do get engaged, right? Because again, how do we show our economic development team? And we met today with the new project coordinator, Mark Trigg, and we've announced that we are doing a groundbreaking. It'll be a joint adventure between Show Me Christian County and the Ozark Chamber as we welcome them and their development into our community. And that'll be August the 20th at 11:30 a.m. And it'll be on the site. It'll be hot. We know, we get it. However, this is another opportunity for us to showcase our commitment to this community that we support economic development in Ozark. So we're asking that as many people that we can get to attend that event would be awesome. It'll be short and sweet because it's going to be hot, we know, but we want to make sure that we support them as that we know the economic impact of 550 homes and everything that comes with that and the commercial aspect and what that's going to have. So we met today with them and it's going to be a fun, we want you to speak. You're on the agenda.
Okay.
If you can be there.
Again, repeat the date.
August the 20th
Okay, 11 a.m.
at 11:30 a.m.
11:30.
That way you can come, we'll be done before you can go to your lunch appointments or whatever that is. It should be a very quick, short procedure ceremony and we'll get it in, get out, and then we'll wait for some ribbon cuttings. All right, I'm out. Thank you very
sir.
much, guys.
Okay, now we'll switch to our hats.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. I think the last time I came and gave an update was around late March, early April, so right before the election, actually. So since then, we actually closed out our fiscal year, and so I did provide a report for you guys to be able to review and reference that really encapsulate our fiscal year and what we accomplished. So if you're looking at the document, I don't know if you have access to it. Sorry if I should have brought that for you. What I actually want to highlight about our operations is over on the right-hand side is that this year we actually received our 501c3 status from the IRS, and that transition was a 2-year process, and that change really impacted 2 of our pillars. And so because of that, we were able to apply for over about $650,000 in grants that would be able to come back into all of our communities. So a lot of them are still pending, but that really even triggered us to be able to apply to become the destination marketing organization for the county. Now we are Christian County Business Development Corporation, and we have 2 DBAs. So Show Me Christian County and Explore Christian County. And because of that designation, we were able to apply for funding from the state level to really amplify our profile for Christian County. And this is just year 1. So in that funding round, so we have a 5-year agreement with the state for that designation. So there should be additional dollars as we raise additional dollars for the matching side of it. So the other big win under our community enhancement pillar was, of course, the Chadwick Flyer overpass. Can't say enough of a celebration for that, but just in all of our projects and everything we do, it's a massive collaboration to do what we do. I always want to make sure that I give a big shout out to the city team and the staff here because we couldn't do our jobs without a great partnership. And that took massive amounts of people and partnerships to be able to advocate and get that funding to be able to do the bridge. And then finally, the highlight under our pillar for the business development side, some of the big projects we've had announced over the years, now we're actually seeing the development and things open. So of course, Ozark Marketplace, Casey's is officially open as well, so that we could actually move that one up, but it's open. We had Children's Smile Center open, the Cox Rehab Hospital open, and DCO, they opened a satellite office over in Nixa. So we do believe that the impact that this has is definitely regional. We know that DCO in particular, they're bringing people and clients in from all over Christian County and the region to their satellite office, and they're going to be coming through Ozark. It's a big win for everybody that they have a location here as well. Under our approved projects, we should see some of the dirt moving, as we just talked about in Marabella. Chris mentioned it was 500 homes, but we're actually closer to about 800 homes. I didn't put this together, but 22% of their development is actually green space. And I thought that was a really good highlight and a feature that we talked about throughout the process of getting that approved. So, and then of course, I do want to highlight the.
Could you mention?
Yeah.
We have guests here tonight. Where is it located?
The Marabella
Yeah.
is behind James River Church.
Yeah,
There's
right.
229 acres back there.
Yeah, just for their information. Okay.
And there'll be 20 acres of commercial development. And
Yes.
that is a big piece that we're obviously excited about too, having that access to additional property that we can bring in new businesses. And then we also helped with the Senate Bill 3 in education, that what that could have on our communities. I know it's just a bullet point, but we do believe that was a big win for Christian County for that to not pass. And then finally, Anna in our office in particular, I do want to highlight the work that she has put into helping with the SIMCOG and the team here in Ozark, of course, for the EDA disaster grant. So we are hopeful in that moving forward as well. So I think that's the very big highlights of what we've been doing this year. And just wanted to see if there are any questions.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah. And on the growth of the socials, if you want to look at numbers, if you're interested in those, I encourage you to look at them. So. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Appreciate what you are doing for Christian County. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. That is our scheduled guests. Now we're going to move on to item 7, which is a consent agenda. So at this time, City Clerk, has anyone signed up to speak on either Bill 3762 or 3763?
No one has signed up.
Okay. Are there any two aldermen who wish for Bill 3762 or Bill 3763 to be removed from the consent agenda? Okay, I'm not seeing movement there, so the next item on our agenda is the consent agenda. I now need a motion and a second to set the consent agenda for Bill 3762 and Bill 3763.
Your Honor, motion to set the consent agenda as printed.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay. All in favor to set the consent agenda for Bill 3762 and Bill 3763, with therefore do so with a raised hand. And no one's opposed, so that motion passed. Now we're going to need a motion and a second to read the consent agenda bills by title twice.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay. So we have a motion from Alderman Aiken, second by Alderman Hutcherson. All in favor to read bills 3762 and 3763 on the consent agenda by title twice, do so with a raised hand. And that does carry. So the motion passes.
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the city to apply for, accept, and to do all things necessary for a Missouri Department of Public Safety Blue Shield grant. An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to enter into a license agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission related to a Jackson Street Trail connector. I'll read the bills a second time. An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the city to apply for, accept, and to do all things necessary for a Missouri Department of Public Safety Blue Shield grant. An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to enter into a license agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission related to a Jackson Street connector trail.
Okay. Now we need a motion and a second to approve for Bill 3762 to become ordinance 26-046, and for Bill 3763 to become ordinance 26-047.
Your Honor, I make that motion just as you stated.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion and second is follows. The motion made by Alderman Aiken, second by Alderman Hutchinson, is for Bill 3762 to become ordinance 26-046 and Bill 3763 to become ordinance 26-047. Roll call, please.
Alderman Bolte. Aye. Alderman Aiken.
Aye.
Alderman Galloway.
Aye.
Alderman Montgomery.
Aye.
Alderman Metcalf.
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes. Motion carries.
Thank you very much. There are no second readings tonight, so we'll move on to item 9, which is the first reading of bills. And we have a formal public hearing bill for bill number 3764.
Mayor, I move to place Bill 3764 on the first reading by title and description only.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so the motion is to place on its first reading by title only, bill number 3764. That motion was made by Alderman Hutchinson, second by Alderman Galloway. All in favor of the motion to discuss bill 3764, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, amending the zoning code and official map by changing the zoning classification of certain real property located at 2450 North Biagio Street.
Okay. Now, the public hearing for bill number 3764 is now open. At this time, we recognize our director, Randall Whitman, for staff comments.
Thank you. Good evening. This is a rezone, as Amanda said, just under 2 acres. They're requesting to rezone this property that's located, it's between Biagio and the west side of 65. It's just north of the Chadwick Flyer footbridge. It's actually all owned by the same property. We'll go through real quick. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. As typical, we'll look at the zoning classification of the property, the zoning of the areas around it, existing uses, what's allowed and what's not, how this property is represented in terms of the comprehensive plan, any trends in this area, and then again, of course, is the proposed zoning appropriate for the property in question. So as I said, this property is located between 65 and Biagio, and that's very close to the intersection of 20th and Biagio. This property is currently zoned industrial. There's a body shop located there, and that's a permitted use within that district. It would also be a permitted use within the commercial district too. So they're proposing to rezone it to general commercial, so it would be permitted in both zoning districts. It is located within the city limits, as is all the property north of it, south of it, and partially to the west of it. So south half of the property is zoned, on the west side, Biagio Street is, interestingly, if part of it is in the city and is maintained by the city. The part south of that, where that little cut through is a private street. So I get asked that question quite often, so I thought I would hit on it quick. They're asking to rezone this property to anticipate a lot line adjustment or a lot split there to separate the body shop from the remainder of the property, where they've got some future development plans. The majority of that work would be required to be allowed in the commercial district. So this is kind of a precursor to that move. Looking at the zoning surrounding the property, everything south of it is already zoned general commercial. The property north of it and west of it that's in the city limits is in zoned industrial. And that property to the northwest of it is a county zoning district, where that, again, is not located in the city. There's very little guidance on this property from the comprehensive plan, but what we do see is it supports the future land use of commercial. And it does give some guidance on properties like this in terms of design over use, looking at smart codes and more restrictive design codes to guide some development. This close to Highway 65, there is some guidance from our transportation overlay, but not a whole lot that will impact it. The Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this at their last meeting in June, whereas they recommended approval of the rezoning. So that's all I have to share. Staff supports the recommendation. I'll answer any questions you have.
Yes, Aiken.
Trying to think of a very tedious question just to torture the Boy Scouts.
Oh, no.
Can they do a lot split of the industrial as it's zoned prior to rezoning that southern parcel? And if not, why not?
Can they do a lot split now before they rezone it? They could do a lot split right now if they, depending on what they want to do with it, right? So zoning really reflects use of the property. There's certain uses, whether it's residential, commercial, manufacturing. If they did that, they would have to come back in and rezone just that southern part at a separate time. This gives them the opportunity to rezone it all at one time and gives them some advantages in terms of buffer yards. Because if the north part were industrial and the south part were commercial, then you're going to have some special setbacks and buffer yards and landscaping to contend with. By rezoning the whole thing to commercial, they avoid those obstacles. So that's a pretty heavy answer. I'm not sure.
Well, thank
that's
you.
what you're looking for.
I'm tempted to ask a follow-up, but I'll refrain.
Okay.
I hadn't thought of the setback point that you made, though. That is a good point.
I say setbacks, it's really buffer yards, but they
Buffer.
act the
Yeah.
same, yeah.
Okay, any other questions for our director? Okay, I'm not seeing, thank you very much. Is there anyone here tonight from the public who wishes to speak for this bill 3764? If you wish to speak for the bill, this is your time to come to the mic.
Yes, hi. Teresa Davison with Height House Engineering, representing the owner, and the owner's here too. If you have any questions, we don't really need to take up too much of your time, just let you know that we're here and available. And I was stuck on I-44 construction on the way here, so I didn't fill out a sheet yet, but I can provide that to the staff
Okay.
just after the
Okay.
visit.
Any questions? Okay. Okay, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else who wants to speak for this rezoning? This is your time to come to the mic. Okay, I'm not seeing movement. Anyone here who would speak against this rezoning? This is your time to come to the mic to talk. Okay, I am not seeing movement, so therefore the public hearing for Bill 3764 is now closed, and this bill will be held over for a future meeting. There's no new bills tonight, but we do have a resolution, Resolution 2043. We're going to draw our attention to now.
Your Honor, I move that we place resolution, or actually I move that we read resolution 2043.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, okay, we have before us the motion to read resolution 2043 that was made by Alderman Galloway. It was seconded by Alderman Montgomery. All in favor on the motion to read resolution 2043, do so by show of hands, please. And it does carry.
A resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Ozark, Missouri, designating one economic development focus area for the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission's statewide transportation improvement program prioritization.
Okay, and now we'll look forward to now talking to Director Jeremy Parson about this.
Yes, good evening, everyone. We have talked about Highway CC for quite some time. And what's before you tonight is basically a means or method for us to up the prioritization level of Highway CC, specifically from 23rd Street to Fremont. As you know, what was once one project due to multiple reasons has been split. It's an elephant, so we take bites of it. But basically what we do every year is that we come together as a board at the Ozark Transportation Organization, and we try to quantify these projects based upon certain criteria. Well, recently, I think 2 years ago, we decided that if an elected body or a board were able to pass a resolution in support, we could get an extra 10 points. So basically what that does in a nutshell is we're trying to continue to move this up the prioritization schedule. It already ranks in the top 10, but every point we can get is just a better chance of expediting that additional project. As you know, project 1 is completed. Project 2 will start the week of August 3rd. Project 3 will come to you, the board, on the 3rd of August as well, for you all to review. But again, this is just a way for us to further prioritize and potentially expedite that next phase of the project.
Refresh our memory, Project 3 is We Slept.
Project 3 will bring to you on the 3rd, but that is the improvements from where MoDOT is going to stop their improvements with the signalized intersection, and we'll take that all the way from 22nd Street to Longview.
Okay. Any more questions? Yes, sir, Alderman Galloway.
So what this voting for this resolution does is puts that street, where that highway, up the list to where MoDOT may improve it and reduce the congestion that is there at CC and 65.
Absolutely. Yes. It really does just kind of give us that extra few points that can take us from number 8 on the list to number 6, just depending. And that just tries to expedite that project. And they are all MoDOT projects, and every point matters. So your points certainly matter in this case.
Thank you.
Okay. And again, this would be from the intersection at 22nd Street to Fremont. Well, to the intersection there at Fremont Hills and Sunshine. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. Any other questions for our director? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is anyone here tonight who would speak for or against Resolution 2043? This is your time to come to the mic. Okay. I am not seeing movement, so we're going to move on.
Your Honor, I move that we adopt Resolution 2043.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Metcalf, and to adopt Resolution 2043. So all in favor on the motion to adopt Resolution 2043, do so by show of hands. And it does carry. Okay, now with our formal business, we're finished, but now we have time for reports. And we start with our city administrator first, Eric Johnson.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. One of the things that your staff really enjoys doing is giving you a lot of information to read. And so tonight at your place, you have a dark blue box. It has a logo on the outside that says City of Ozark. And included, there are contents in this that there are several reports. There is my milestone report that summarizes activity for the year of 2025-26. You'll be needing that information. In fact, I think you received an electronic copy of that report on Friday from Lee Zimborski. Happy reading. We also have disseminated many of the reports that you've received here, but I thought it would be easy to compile that information for you all in one location, so it's easy for you to peruse and go through again. There's a lot of information to digest, and I want to take this opportunity to say thank you again to the communications department. Everything you see contained in the box before you was done internally. It was done in-house. They designed it, developed it. There was a lot of work to develop content and to develop messaging, but tremendous kudos to our team. They do amazing work. And here in just a moment, you're also going to hear from Tracy Hassler, our Human Resources Director, who will be providing the 2025 Human Resources Report. You have that in front of you tonight. And we also, at Alderman Hutchinson's recommendation, gave you a copy of the strategic plan, which you should have before you as well. So a little bit of light reading. Sorry, it's not a box of chocolates, but we're happy with the content and the information that we're providing. And that's all that I have for you, sir.
We thought it was a box of cheese, but
we'll wait until Christmas time.
I know. Well, again, we appreciate the work, and especially Alderman Galloway understands where we've come with these reports, because you've seen where we were and we are now, and we appreciate it. And I was telling Alderman Montgomery, you don't appreciate what we did not used to have. And so I'm so thankful for what we're doing for the communication department and what's being developed for us to have. Again, it's very needed. So at this time, and this is a special occasion. Because this is the first time we've had a HR report.
Don't steal her thunder.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't say that.
And I'd love to say, I don't need glasses, but I do need glasses, so bear with me. I would much rather listen to Jeremy and Hayden and Randall speak than be up here doing this. So, but I'm thankful to be in the position I'm in, and you do have a great product in front of you. But I would like to have you flip to pages 5 and 6 real quick. Pages 5 and 6 display the results of a meeting where I shared a word cloud design that I felt spoke to the core of who we are. And Diana, who is in our communications department, graphics designer, is amazing.
Diane, wave your hand,
Stand.
because probably on the board may not know you.
Absolutely. All I had to do was, and again, I brought her a lot of rough documents, and she turned it into this. She produced this impressive visual that speaks to who we are as an organization: honesty, integrity, respect, kindness, trust, and loyalty. The drive to cultivate excellence is represented through the words on these pages. I truly believe that you will never go wrong when you lead with compassion and empathy. So, good evening. As the mayor said, this is the first time we've prepared and presented an annual HR report. What you have before you is a snapshot of the organization's profile in 2025, cultivating excellence in all we do, or as Eric refers to it, as raising the bar. The HR department represents a bridge between the administrative strategies and employee well-being. You will hear me talk about leadership development, succession planning, attracting new talent, employee satisfaction, and retention while enforcing policy to mitigate risk. On pages 1 and 2, page 1 highlights the foundation of people. This initiative provides a comprehensive review of our strategic policy modernizations, staff development, encompassing policy updates, competitive benefits, engagement programs, and enhancements to our timekeeping system, as well as safety, which I'll talk about more on page 12. Page 2 represents our growing team, recruitment for full-time positions, as well as meeting the seasonal needs of our parks programs through strategic hiring and investing in a balanced workforce that supports continued growth. At the bottom of page 2, you will see that the Parks Department accounts for 110 of the 123 hired. Most applicants find our job opportunities on our city website or on Indeed, but for more specialized positions, we've also utilized other partners such as MML, GFOA, LinkedIn, just to name a few. Pages 3 and 4 details a very complex organization that has a team of 321 employees, 134 being full-time and 187 being part-time. Of the 321, there is almost a 50-50 male to female ratio with an average age of 41 years old. While 27% of our staff have been with the city for more than 10 years. As noted on page 2, the Parks Department hires numerous seasonal employees that have an average tenure of 1 to 3 years. We will continue to educate employees to the opportunities for advancement through succession planning and tuition reimbursement incentives to help further their education as well as their careers. Of course, we looked at 5 and 6, which I'm super proud of, and so proud of Diana, because my paper did not look like what she created. Let me just tell you that. Page 7 shows the history of employee salary increases. The art of remaining competitive while balancing employees' needs with annual budget constraints is a challenging process. Page 8 is an employee snapshot that highlights an example of the robust benefits the city provides to our employees. An annual compensation statement is provided to all full-time employees that reflects their personalized compensation benefits package. We have a very talented group of employees serving our city. And this estimate is a reminder of our appreciation to each and every one of them. Page 9 showcases the investment we are making in our employees. The cost to provide healthcare to our 134 full-time employees is over $1 million. Also noting that the employee HSA plan is paid 100% by the city. Healthcare costs are rising, and we evaluate those annually, but are required to go out for bid at a minimum of every 3 years required by state law. Page 10 features our loggers' retirement benefits. This 100% city-funded L6 retirement plan comes with a premium. $1.5 million was budgeted in 2025, comparing that to the line item growth from 2020, which was $615,000. These comprehensive benefits allow the city to competitively recruit, attract, and retain quality employees. And pages 11 and 12. Page 11 details the annual premiums for property, casualty, and liability insurance. All premiums are reviewed annually, and we are required on these items to go out for bid every 6 years. Page 12 shows risk management is imperative. Workers' compensation is in place because, quite simply, accidents happen. This snapshot details the annual premiums along with driving factors of what determines the rate we pay. We are committed to proactive risk management. With establishing the safety committee, we continuously review best practices and implement targeted procedures to actively reduce risk and liability. The insurance modification factor in the middle of page 12 is an indicator that the city is headed in the right direction. I am honored to serve as your HR director. The city is incredibly fortunate to have forward-thinking directors. Under the exceptional leadership of Eric, our organization is not just adapting, but actively growing and thriving. There is no greater personal or professional reward than serving the community we live in. I realize this is a lot of information in this report. If you have any questions once you read through it, I'd be happy to answer any that you might have. Thank you.
Yes, Alderman Galloway.
A question and a comment. On page 10, on retirement benefits, loggers retirement, how do I read that chart that has a year budget, actual dollar variance, percentage variance?
Yes, sir. Great question. Budgeted versus actual, and then that dollar variance. When we set that budget, we set down, or Eric sets down with each director to get a budget on what they are looking at as far as salary. That salary will change throughout the year. We also plan to hire for maybe a position that we did not hire for. So that's those, whether people exit the city or those are positions not filled, that's the variance between the two. And of course, we are conservative, if you will, when we look at those. If the plan was that we were giving a 7% pay increase and it ended up being a 4%, then that could be the difference as well.
Okay, so for the reader, and this report is available online, I saw. It's part of the Alderman packet.
Yes, sir.
And so I would encourage anybody to go online and take a look at this report, because it is truly exceptionally put together.
Yes.
But anybody looking at page 10 where they see the dollar variance where it's in the red, it's not saying that we're not contributing and we're behind in our contributions to the retirement. We're just saying that it turned out that our needs were less.
Yes, sir.
In terms of what we needed to contribute by the amount that's in the red.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. The comment that I wanted to make was in 2024, our board, and it's differently constituted now, there's a couple of members that are still present, had set out the strategic plan. And that's what Alderman Jean Ann Hutchinson had asked to be included with our reading material. And in that strategic plan, that arose from us meeting. We went to a location in Springfield, not because we didn't like Ozark, but we wanted the principal members of the administration to not think that they needed to work still, but to focus their attention on us as we were coming up with a strategic plan to set out goals over the next 10 years. And in 2024, it was said by 2026, we, the elected officials, will feel well-informed and well-equipped to represent their community and constituents. And to facilitate this, all members of the Board of Aldermen will receive regular updates from city staff on key issues, including financial and budgetary information. This knowledge will empower board members to make informed decisions and to effectively and accurately convey information to the public when inquired of it. And the materials that we've been provided have been coming out only recently in this kind of format. I mean, these reports here that come with charts so that those of us who are not educated in city administration are able to access it, read it, understand it, talk about it. And your report is the first of its kind for your department, and it's chock full of information. I just want to compliment this administration in keeping up with the board's strategic plan in 2024. It's 2026, and you've hit the mark.
Aiken.
Tracy, thank you for an excellent presentation, and it is a beautiful report aesthetically, and it sounds like as far as the substance goes, which is more important, it's overwhelmingly positive. My question is, are there any areas citywide or in certain departments where you feel like there's any room, any challenges ahead or room for improvement? And that could be in the area of retention or recruitment or compensation.
Absolutely. You know what, if we're not growing, we're getting behind. So we can always raise the bar, as Eric says, every single day to us. I think that a challenge could be that I need to pour, or we need to pour into our second level supervisors, giving them more leadership training. There are succession plan. So that is an area that I could see that we need to really focus on. And of course, our benefits package is really, really good. And I think it's a kind of a standalone product, but we also have to practice what we preach. So I think we have a great organization, and I don't see anything, any red flags that I would see, but just continue to pour into the people that we have already on staff.
Okay. Yes, Alderman Bolte.
How often do you do a salary survey or a comparison to the surrounding area for the zone?
Yeah, great question. It's recommended every 6 to 7 years that there be a salary survey. We have not done one yet. I had proposed that to be in my budget, but with coming into budget, that was an item that was cut. So we'll put it back in next year's budget. And also understanding that when you do that salary survey, you need to do something with the results as well. And if that means you're behind, you've got to have that budget to make any additions that you may need to. So that's one thing to be mindful of.
I will supplement that response by saying we have participated, I believe Republic completed a salary survey that we participated in and and obtain the results of that information. I believe the Missouri Municipal League also does an annual salary survey, which we participate in, and we get that information. But Tracy's right. She submitted the request to fund it last year, and I promptly cut it.
It's not a cheap endeavor, but he is right. We participated in Springfield, Republic, MML, and anything that we can do to get that information. I hate to say for free. Why not? You know, right now we're working on a couple of different things. So we want to be competitive, but we also, you know, want to be able to do the right thing by our employees as well.
Yes, sir.
You know, if I may, a follow on to my last question.
Sure.
I'll ask more specifically.
Okay.
Are there any areas within the city organization where we are struggling to retain or recruit employees? And that could have nothing to do with the city doing something wrong. I'm just curious, it could have to do with market forces or larger forces at work. And if the answer is no, that's fine too.
Yeah, we do not. We've been very fortunate. Right now, we do have one position open that we're actively interviewing for currently. And I think we'll have a great candidate that comes out of that.
I would like to respond to that. There is an issue that I'm aware of as it relates to the police department. The chief is going to be nodding his head as I make my comments here, but I'm well aware that there are surrounding entities, City of Springfield, City of Nixa, that continue to raise the bar with their compensation of their police officers. We are in a competitive market and we need to keep pace, and that'll be something that I will be looking at very carefully when I get into the 27 budget proposal. Did that help answer your, that's a specific area.
Yes, that's the kind of information I was looking for.
And to add to that, I didn't want to say something I shouldn't, but I am actively doing a salary survey for the police department itself. So.
Okay. Anyone else from the board? Yeah, I want to piggyback on what Alderman Galloway said. Don't leave that. The reports are outstanding, all the reports. I have an art background. They're gorgeous, Diana, but also the way they're organized, though, you can read them and understand what's being said. And appreciate, I know that's your input, but thank you for this. Now, as mayor, I'm proud of every department we have. Our director's outstanding. It's a privilege to work with you all. But my tenure as mayor, though, I've seen the growth, first in the legal department. She was a solo act, doing everything. And now she has a team now of 4 people. The communication department, we had 1 person. Now we've got 3 great people doing that. And the growth in the HR department, I mean, I'm so proud of this, but proud of every one of y'all, but I'm very thankful to see the changes as my tenure has taken place. And thank you too for the leadership that you're showing with this. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're gonna follow up with Randall again.
Yes, sir. In addition to my our written report in your packet, I'll just add that we have a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting 1 week from tonight. We don't have any actionable items for the agenda, but we will be presenting the same information we shared at Thursday at the non-legislative meeting for data centers and our grant, downtown grant program. So if I can answer any questions, I'd be glad to.
I'm not seeing any. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll have our Park and Recreation Director, Hayden Ponder. You have the floor.
Good evening. In addition to my written report, I just want to highlight one of the wins we had in our Parks Department in June. The new playground opened up, and every day, no matter how hot it is, even in 110-degree heat index, there's kids out there playing on it. I have the privilege of having an office window where I get to see that every day, and it brings me a lot of joy. But what also brought joy was seeing how proud my team was to do that for their community. If you get to see Ryan Jr. or Jay, Dustin, Terry, Alex, or Jacob, that's our park maintenance team. They put in some serious hours to make that happen. They were out there sometimes in the pouring rain trying to make sure the posts were staying vertical at different points in the process. But they were committed to making that happen, and we got to let the camp kids get on it for the first first time. It was open the weekend before, but for the first time with them present. And it was just really neat to see the team excited about that. So I wanted to share that story, but I'm also happy to answer any questions in regards to my written parks report.
Well, the facilities outside looks good on the OC.
Oh, the soffit and fascia?
Yes.
It took a little longer than expected, but we are overjoyed with that. If you guys have not seen the soffit and fascia, they completed that in the month of June as well. It felt like it went on for a very long time, but now that it's done, it is a much longer lifespan of a product. So I don't know that any of us will have to go through that endeavor again, luckily, but we're very happy about it.
Question from the board? Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Okay. Comments from the board? So going to our next session. Yes, sir.
Just want to thank the Boy Scout troop for being here tonight and the adults that have come with them. It's important that you come and see how your government works. As you can see, unlike on TV and maybe Jefferson City or Washington, D.C., we're not pounding the table on any issue. All we are doing is looking at legislation that helps people's quality of life here in the city of Ozark. And you can see that can be a little bit boring, right? But part of what we do is approving efforts by the police chief to get grants, which is a way of getting money to public safety, to our police, or a license agreement with the state highway department to facilitate our trails. To change a zoning classification, that just means what kind of businesses and activities can be on a plot of land for a business owner that's here. Listening to our department heads make recommendations for or against different proposals, and even trying to assist, or not trying to assist, following the recommendation of the Public Works Department head to try to get us closer to a solution for the traffic jams that happens every afternoon and morning out on CC by 65, by putting us into a formula where we are moved up the list to where we can get state funding for highway improvements and reduce that problem because we don't have the funds for it. That's what we do here in government. And we just serve as a board. We oversee the administration by reviewing the reports that we talked about, by evaluating the different things that they suggest to us, and by voting on them. And thank you for observing that. And hopefully you can tell people it was boring, but they got some things done.
Anyone else? Yes, sir. Metcalf.
Yeah, I just want to add, that was well said. We also listened to a visitor from the public, and we listened for 5 minutes, and you can talk to us as well. And we opened up the floor to listen to the public for pros or cons on a bill, because the country and the county and the state and the city is for the people and by the people. So we also did that. We listened to the people.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I would just like to add that what you haven't seen tonight is that we get these packets before every board meeting that we have to study, and it gives us the information that you heard tonight, so that we do have a lot of information in our heads and in order to make these decisions that we make. It's not that we're hearing it for the first time. And in addition to all the reports that you saw Alderman Galloway hold up, those will all be read and studied. Also, the alderman has, each alderman has to be on a committee that meets once a month to discuss with Mr. Johnson and all the others what is going on in the particular places like particular committees like planning and zoning, finance, administration, and these types of things. We also meet once a month in a public forum, what we call a work session, and all of you are invited to come to that work session to see it. All this gives us information that we need that you don't really see tonight to make the decisions that are made. So they're not just made kind of willy-nilly, if you will. I just wanted to add that so you would get a more in-depth understanding of what the Board of Aldermen does behind the scenes.
Okay. Thank you all very much. And I do appreciate, several times I've been invited to the Boy Scouts to meet with them, and I always appreciate that time, be able to say and work with the city. Well, at this time, we have a closed session on legal action that we need to take place. So I need a motion for us to go in closed session.
Yeah, I move that we go to closed session.
Second.
Okay. Okay, the motion is made to go in closed session, made by Alderman Metcalf, second Alderman Montgomery. Roll call, please.
Alderman Aiken?
Aye.
Alderman Bolte? Aye. Alderman Galloway?
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson?
Aye.
Alderman Metcalf?
Aye.
Alderman Montgomery?
Aye.
All right, we have 6 aye votes. Motion carries.
Okay.
All right.
all in favor of adjournment, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
A motion made by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Montgomery. All in favor, do so, raise your hand. Anyone opposed? It carries. Okay, we are adjourned.
Yeah.